So as we have all agreed upon, our discussion for today is about adverbs. And as we start our lesson, I'd like you to watch this video presentation. In this video, what I want you to do is to take note what you feel, what you see, what you hear. Okay, so 3 things. I want you to take note what you hear, anong narinig, what you saw, what you see in the video, and third, what you feel in watching this video from beginning to end. Okay, so and then I will call on 3 volunteers to share with us their answers. Okay.
I feel my mom's love in my heart, like right there. I'm feeling it right now.
Sometimes I love, sometimes I don't. But when I'm angry, I don't.
My mom is everything to me. She just is this ray of energy and sunlight and positivity.
The thing that I wish I could have done more of is thanking her.
Didn't matter what shape I was in, I could always come home to Mom. My mom was basically the glue that held me together.
When I left the Philippines, I knew that my son will be in good hands because I know my mom will take care of him.
My mom is kind of smart, not that smart. If I would say like 1 to 10, it would be a 5.
Maybe my poor dad got the raw end of the deal, but I do remember my mother saying to him when there was an argument about something I'd done, she says, "You don't want to hurt her spirit." I remember that.
My mom was diagnosed with a really rare disease about 12 hours before she died. So we didn't get a lot of time to talk or to say goodbye, but she did get to say that she loved me, which were her last words. And I cherish that because I've been able to hang on to it.
I'm probably going to say to my mom, "You're a wonderful person. And you're my mentor." I tie an invisible string to my heart, and she ties the same one to her heart, and it's always attached together.
My mother, she struggled a lot with addiction. Sorry, I'm getting upset. Yeah, it was hard.
You know, you have partners, you have friends, you have kids, but there is nobody else who will ever care about you as much.
My son now always tells me, "I love you, Mama." But for 48 years, I realized I didn't say I love you to my mom.
I can think of 3 words. I forgive you.
You were a good mom. You did really good.
Thank you, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
Hey, Chelsea, if moms got paid, how much do you think they should get paid in a year for being a mom?
Maybe $100.
Okay, so that's the video. Sabi doon, it simply tells us that every story starts with the mom. Now, I'd like to hear what can you say about that video you have watched. May I have BB, what can you say about that video? What touched your heart? Anong pinaka hindi mo malilimutan? What do you remember?
Sir, siguro po yung pag-aalaga sa akin ng mommy ko since I'm a kid. Lahat po ng kailangan ko binibili niya, lahat ng mga gusto ko binibili niya. Ginagawa niya po ng paraan para makuha lang yung kailangan ko, makuha lang po yung gusto ko. Yun, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you, PB. How about you, Allison? What part of the video made you realize something? Meron ka bang biglang na-realize? What part of that video you realize something?
Nung naging emotional po sila, parang
ano?
na-feel po nila na importante po talaga yung mother.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Micah? What have you realized after watching that video?
Kailangan po natin lagi pakita sa mommy natin na kung gaano natin sila kamahal po.
Okay.
And to show care for them.
Okay, very good. Now, Irex, why do you think I've asked you to watch that video presentation? Why do you think, Irex, we have watched that video today? Ano kayong dahilan, Irex? Bakit natin pinanood yun? You know why? Irex? Irex? Why? Yes, Aaron. Aaron would like to help you, Irex.
Sir, what was the question again?
Why do you think it is necessary for us to watch that video today?
Because most of the words that they have used are adverbs.
Okay, partly right with the content, but anybody could raise their hands. Why do you think it's important for us to understand the message of that video today? We could have watched something else, like on our first meeting, we could have watched a rap song about adverbs. But why do you think we have to focus on that idea today? Anyone who knows? Anyone who's sensitive enough to realize what are we celebrating today for us to realize or to understand why we have watched that video? Anyone? Wala? Hindi nyo natatandaan? Jemima, ano sa palagay mong meron ngayon? Bakit yun yung topic na video na pinanood natin?
Try lang, sir.
Yes.
From what I think, sir, they use the word their emphasis, or they use their meaningful words that describes about their mothers, and it connects to the adverbs that it connects some of the adverbs that maybe we are going to discuss through today.
Okay, Aaron and Jemima, you're being so critical. I needed just a short answer. Like Q, I think you're raising your hand.
Yes, malapit na po Mother's Day.
Very good, Q. Thank you for reminding all of us of that idea. Mother's Day is fast approaching, and it is important that we also understand a lot of you, if not all of you, registered your name in Biñan Online Tutorials by your mothers, diba? Because your mothers knew how important it is for us to continue learning and to grow for our future. So thank you for participating in that video. I hope at the end of our lesson, makagawa rin tayo ng, kung hindi man ganun kaganda, at least relevant videos or your vlogs for this lesson. Now, before we proceed with the presentation, every day we will have 5 vocabulary words na kailangan nating maging familiar with and learn how to pronounce it correctly. So the first word is articulate. Everybody say articulate. Siyempre, natanggal natin yung ating mga mute na.
Articulate.
Articulate.
Okay. So it's an adjective. Sabay-sabay naman. It's an adjective word that means good at expressing ideas or feelings clearly in writing or speech. So when you say articulate, that means you are good in writing and in spoken speech. So example, Sue is an intelligent and articulate speaker. I hope she joins the debate team this week. So when you're good at English, when you're good at language, either writing or spoken, that means you are articulate. Second word is candid. Everybody say candid.
Candid.
Okay. Candid is an adjective word which means expressing opinions and feelings in an honest and sincere way. The word is often used in the phrase to be candid, which means to be honest or to be straightforward. Example, children can be very candid sometimes. We've been going to see horror movies every week for 3 months. To be candid, I hate horror movies. Okay, so again, the word is candid or expressing honesty in a sincere way.
Suklay ko?
Number 3,
Hindi ako si
the
Shelo
word
Mula.
is an adjective, impeccable. Everybody say impeccable.
Hindi, nandun ang.
Impeccable.
Okay, very good. Impeccable,
Impeccable.
meaning without mistakes or
Indian.
faults or perfect. Okay? Example,
Wala ba?
Bert has impeccable
Di ko
taste in
alam.
clothes. Impeccable can also be used as an adverb, and it will be used as Bert is always impeccably dressed. So the adjective is impeccable, the adverb is impeccable. Next word is procrastinate.
Procrastinate.
Okay, a verb which means to delay doing something that you should do, usually because you didn't want to do it. Have you heard the word procrastinate? You're not actually doing something on time, but you do it because it's already deadline. Okay? So example, some students procrastinate and write their essays the night before the deadline. Yung bukas na yung pasahan, ngayon mo gagawin. So that's procrastinate. Okay? So the last word, the fifth word is an adjective which is delectable.
Delectable.
Okay.
Delectable.
Delectable is an adjective that means extremely pleasant to taste, smell, or look at, or it means delicious. We use delectable when we refer to food or how delicious the food is. Example, Mike makes delectable cupcakes. He made some for my birthday last week and I ate 3 of them. So those are the 5 vocabs we have for the week. So I'd like each of you to read these words, all these words. Let's start with Jesser. Please read the 5 words from the top. Ready?
Articulate.
Okay, next.
Candid. Impeccable.
next.
Procrastinate. Delectable.
Very good. Next is Allison.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, delectable.
Very good. How about Micah? Okay, go ahead, Micah.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, delectable.
Very good. Q.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, delectable.
Good. Jemima.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, delectable.
Okay, PB. I think you're on mute, PB. Sorry. Again, I think you're still on mute. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, delectable.
Okay. Next, Aaron.
Articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, and delectable.
Very good. No, where is Irex? I think it's gone. Okay. Anyways, so those are the 5 words we have encountered today. Make sure to remember them because there will come a time that we will be reviewing them through spelling and through meaning so that we'll be able to remember them all together. So the words again are articulate, candid, impeccable, procrastinate, and delectable.
Procrastinate.
Okay, now let's go back to our lesson. Today we will be talking about adverbs. And before I give you the first presenter, let me explain to you what adverb is. So in our definition, an adverb is a part of speech that, that provides greater description to a verb, adjective, another adverb, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence. Last time, remember that we've talked about what adverbs are. Today, we will be digging deeply on what adverb is. In our definition, an adverb is a part of speech that provides greater definition or description. What we mean by greater description is we add meaning, we define, we modify. And that is the purpose of an adverb. It adds meaning, it adds details on a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Now, when we say verb, I know all of you knows what a verb is. It's an action word or a word that expresses an action or a state of being. Example, jump, run, skim, ski, fish, and talk. Now, example, he runs quickly. Your verb there is runs, and your adverb is quickly. In this example, you will see that the word quickly defines how fast the dog runs, or how what is the manner of the dog in running. Okay, that's why it is called an adverb, because it gives meaning to the verb run. In the second sentence, our adverb is slowly, which describes the manner that the lady or she walks. Okay. The third example, our verb there is chattering, and our adverb is happily. It tells us how the manner or the mood while they are chattering or while they are talking over in the corner. And the description is happily. So an adverb describes what a verb is, or not actually to describe, but to give meaning on how the action is being done, or when the action is being done, or where the action is being done. More so, an adverb is also a word that modifies an adjective. And we say that an adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. Okay? Example, an incredibly pretty girl sat down next to me. Sabi natin that adjectives define or describes a noun. In this sentence, our noun is girl. What is the word that describes a girl? Pretty. So your adjective there is a pretty. When you are asked how pretty, incredibly. Therefore, the word incredibly is your adverb modifying pretty, which is the adjective of a sentence. Okay, naintindihan ba? So that's what we mean by an adverb modifying an adjective. Okay? Now, an adverb can also modify another adverb. Okay? Example, he runs very quickly. In our example a while ago, quickly is your adverb, diba? So, how quickly did the man run? Very. Therefore, your very here is your adverb, because quickly is already an adverb describing how fast the man runs. Okay? So, quickly defines runs, which makes quickly an adverb. And the word very modifies quickly, which is also an adverb. That's why very there functions as an adverb. Okay. Now, adverbs has a lot of kinds, but today we'll be talking about adverbs of manner, adverb of time, adverb of place, and adverb of degree. So let's have our first presenter. May I have the adverb of manner by Aaron. Can you now share the screen, Aaron? Can you? Okay, you have the floor, Aaron. Aaron, nakamute ka ata. We can't hear you, Aaron. Are you starting?
Sorry, I forgot to
To
turn on the
unmute.
microphone.
Okay, go ahead.
The adverbs of manner. Before I start on what an adverb of manner is, first I'll explain what an adverb exactly is. An adverb is an verb that adds greater description to words which are either adjective verbs or other adverbs. Adverbs oh wait, sorry. The adverbs of manner are adverbs that describe the manner or how it is or how an adverb is executed. Some examples are listed on the right of your screen, here are and here is how to identify an adverb. A preposition before the object. The adverb of manner may be placed either before the preposition or after the sentence's object. Add emphasis by placing an adverb of manner before both the verb and object. And when these adverbs are placed at the beginning of a sentence, they catch the reader's attention. The adverbs of manner are typically located immediately before the main verb. For example, he quickly drank the water. The adverb of manner drank is located before quickly. The second is immediately after the main verb. I laughed nervously. The adverb nervously is directly in front of laughed. And the third is if the main verb has an object, then put the adverb of manner either after the object or before the main verb. She read the letter carefully. The adverb carefully is near the verb read. The examples on how to use are on the right of the screen. For example, this is how to incorrectly use an adverb. He ate greedily the chocolate cake. The right way to write it is put the adverb greedily after the main object. He ate the chocolate cake greedily. That is the correct way on how to write an adverb of manner. That is all, sir.
Okay, thank you. It was shared with us by Aaron that adverbs of manner are words that tells us on how or on what manner, from the manner meaning how the action is being done, or in Filipino, paano ginawa yung kilos. Okay? So when the action is walk, adverb of manners, this adverb of manner describes how did that person walk, either slowly or rapidly or awkwardly. Okay, when you laugh, how did you laugh? What is the manner of laughing? Like laughing noisily or laughing quietly. Okay, so an adverb of manner will describe how you have done the action. Now, according to Aaron, we can find adverbs of manner before the main verb, like she carefully walked. Okay, she carefully walks. So you will find carefully at the beginning of the main verb walks. Sometimes we can also find the adverb of manner after your main verb. So for example, she walks carefully. Okay, so you find carefully your adverb of manner after the main verb. Now Aaron also mentioned that if you have an object, then you put your adverb of manner after the object. Like my mother baked cookies noisily. Okay? So how did the mother bake? Noisily. It's after the object cookies. Okay? So one more is more often the adverb of manner ends in ly. If you will observe Aaron's example ng adverb of manner, most of the time adverbs of manner ends in ly, but not all the time. There are adverbs of manner that doesn't end in ly. But more often, nagtatapos sa ly lahat ng adverb of manner. Like quietly, carefully, greedily, happily, and so on. Okay? Thank you very much. Now, before I ask the next presenter, I'd like you to answer this one. I prepared a task for you to answer because we might be needing time. I'd like you to look at these sentences. We have 10 sentences here. On your notebook, write all the adverb of manner per number. For example, in number 1, she bought an expensive necklace cheaply. What is our adverb there? Adverb of manner? Cheaply. So write on your notebook or paper, cheaply. Okay, you have 5 minutes. Ready, begin. Okay, last 1 and 22 seconds. And last 1 minute. Okay, think we're done. Time is up. Minto ang ating ano dahil nagpas ako ng annotation. Let's answer. Would like to give me the answer? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Come on, help me on this. So number 1, our answer is cheaply.
Cheaply.
Yeah, number 1, cheaply. Aaron, number 2.
Quickly.
Very good, quickly. Number 3, raising your hand, Jesser.
Number 3, wisely.
Good, wisely is number 3. Number 4, who else? Who else would be like to raise their hand? Yes, Q.
Cautiously.
Very good, cautiously. How about number 5, Jemima? Jemima, number 5.
Proudly po.
Very good, proudly. Number 6, PB, number 6.
Carefully, sir.
Very good. Very good. Carefully. Number 7. Allison, number 7.
Skillfully.
Okay, skillfully. Number 8, Micah. Sorry again.
Generously.
Oh, hold on. Very good. Generously. Number 9.
Generously.
Thank you, Micah. Number 9, Jesser again.
Kindly.
Very good. Number 10, I have Q.
Rudely.
Very good. Rudely. So those are the adverbs of manner. Now we will be moving on with our next presenter, and that will be on Adverb of Time by Jemima. The floor is yours, Jemima.
Everyone, I will be presenting the adverb of time. So let's look at the description first. What is the adverb of time?
Hold on. I think we're not seeing anything. May nakikita ba kayo?
Baka matagal lang po naman. So today I will be presenting the adverb of time. My name is Jemima Grace Clavicilia. So let's look at the description first. Yan. So the definition, the adverb of time, it tells us an action happened, but also for how long and how often. They express a point of time in time. You will notice that many adverbs of time are the same as adverbs of frequency. Now, here are the examples of adverbs of time. When, it can show when, like my room, tomorrow. The adverbs that tells us when is tomorrow. And number 3, I saw Sally today, which is the adverb, which is today. Next. Putting an adverb that tells us at the end of a sentence is a neutral position, but these adverbs can be put in other positions to give a different emphasis. Adverbs that tells us for how long. Adverbs that tells us for how long are also usually placed at the end of the sentence. Also, usually end uh, usually placed at the end of the sentence, just as earlier. Examples: she stayed in the bear's house all day. The adverbs to tell us for how long is all day. Number 2, my mother lived in France for a year. The adverb is for a year. And number 3, I have been going to school since 1996. The adverb is since 1996. In these adverbial phrases that tells us for how long, for is always followed by an expression of duration, while since is always followed by an expression in a point of time. For example, I stayed in Switzerland for 3 days. So as you can see here, this example is by an exact point of time. It is direct. And also number 5, I have not seen you since Monday. Next is adverb that tells us how often. Adverbs that tells us how often express the frequency of an action. They are usually placed before the main verb. So let's see the examples. Number 1, I often eat vegetarian food. The adverb, which is placed before the main verb, is often. Number 2, he never drinks milk, as the same as number 1, before the main verb, never. And number 3, you must always fasten your seatbelt. The adverb there is always. Some other adverbs tells us how often express the exact number of times an action happens or happened. These adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. It is the same as earlier, but here this can be shown as the exact number of times. So let's look at the examples. Number 4, he visits his mother once a week. Number 5, I work 5 days a week. So another one is order of adverbs of time. If you need to use more than one adverb of time in a sentence, use them in this order. One is for how long, examples. So as we can see here, 1 and 2, which is for how long and how often. I work for 5 hours every day. 2 plus 3 is the example. The magazine was published weekly last year. It is shown here the how often and the when. And number 1 and 3, I was abroad for 2 months last year. It shows for how long and when. And the last example is all three of them, which is she worked in the hospital for 2 days every week last year. That's all po.
Okay, thank you, Jemai. Simply, what we mean by adverb of time, Jemima is correct when she said that adverb of time is kind of confusing when you connect it with adverb of frequency. The difference is an adverb of time tells you a specific day, time in a year or in a lifetime where the action is being done. Well, adverb of frequency will tell you how frequent, gaano kadalas. So for example, your adverb of time would be today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. Those are adverbs of time. Adverb of frequency are always, because it tells you how often, frequency. When you say every day, it's also frequency. Okay? Kailangan nating ma-distinguish yung frequency sa adverb of time. Okay? And one distinguished characteristic of those two adverbs is, again, adverb of time, specific time. Adverb of frequency will tell you how frequent or how often, gaano kadalas ginagawa, gaano kadalas tinitake into action yung certain verb na meron tayo. Okay, so that's adverb of time. Very good, thank you, Jemai. Let's move on with adverb of place. Now let's have Jesser. Go ahead, Jesser. You may now share your screen with us.
Adverb of place. This will be my presentation. I hope everyone can understand it. Do you know what an adverb is? First up, I will recite or have a quick recap of what adverb is. Adverb is a word or an expression that modifies a verb, adjective, determinator, clause, proposition, or sentence. There are different kinds of adverb. The following example is adverb of place. Wait, what is adverb of place? Adverb of place. An adverb of place talks about the location where the following below are examples of adverb of place. Up, there, somewhere, elsewhere, here, nearby, and etc. Examples with the sentence. My grandpa's glasses are somewhere near. Bring the new book here. The two best friends are miles apart now. As you can see here, the used adverb of place are somewhere, here, and miles apart. You can say that adverb of place is quite similar to preposition because of how they also are also about location. So it's kind of similar. Let's learn more. The adverb of place has one objective, and that is to answer the question where. Where do you find this specific adverb? The adverb is found after the main verb or after the object in the sentence. Sir, pwede po ba akong magtanong?
Go ahead, you can ask question, please.
Did you listen? Number 1, what is an adverb of place?
Oh, yan, tinatanong kayo ni Jesser, kakabahan kayo dyan. Anyone can answer, just raise your hand. I think you is raising her hand, Jesser.
It answers the question of where.
Okay. Other question?
Number 2, where do you find the Where do you find the adverb of place?
Yes, anyone would like to raise their hand? Where do you find the adverb of place? Any volunteer? Okay, just go ahead, continue.
Okay, the adverb of place is found after the verb or the subject. The adverb, what does the adverb of place modifies? The adverb of place modifies the verb and location of the verb because the adverb of place. Give 1 or 3 examples of adverb of place. Can anyone give me at least 1 to 3 examples of adverb of place?
Any volunteer? Adverb of place. Ay, nahihiya ata sila. Oh, so go ahead. Anyone can answer. SQ.
She put a cup on top of the cupboard.
Okay.
Adverb of place is somewhat similar to, and why?
So what part of speech is adverb of place similar to? Anybody? Aaron. Based on Jesser's discussion. Aaron. Ayan. Nawawala sa Kuya Aaron. Ikaw, Irex. It's similar to what part of speech? Sinabi niya kanina. It's similar to? Yes, Q?
Preposition.
Mga bata. Si Ate Q at si Kuya Aaron ay incoming grade 7, grade 8 pa lang. Si Kuya Aaron grade 7. Yung iba sa inyo incoming grade 8, 9 na. Ano? Tulungan natin sa Jesser. Go ahead, Jesser.
Adverb of place is somewhat similar to preposition because both of them are actually consist of location. So that is why they are similar. Thanks for listening.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Jesser. Very informative. Well done. So what I want everybody just to realize is that adverb of place tells you where the action is being done, kung saan ginawa. Okay? Kaya parehas ito, it's similar to preposition because a preposition is a part of speech that tells you where is that noun or where is the action or where is the location of the noun. So for example, outside, inside, sideways, and so on. Those are examples of adverb of place because it tells us where is the action had taken place. Kung yung adverb of time tells you when, kung kailan ginawa ang kilos, adverb of place tells you where is the action being done. Okay? Thank you, Jesser. Last one is Q. Adverb of degree.
Adverbs of degree. How to use adverbs of degree is used to tell the intensity of an action or an adjective. It describes the action or the adjective with the intensity. Examples: I am extremely happy to hear this. The word extremely is an example of adverb of degree. It tells us that the speaker is very happy to receive such news. Number 2, I was just leaving for the evening ball. The word just is also an example of adverb of degree. It tells that the speaker is about to leave. How to find? The adverb of degree is usually found before verbs, adverbs, and adjectives that they modify, although there are some exceptions. Adverbs of degree is quite similar to the adverb of manner. But don't get confused because adverb of degree answers the question of how intense, while the adverb of manner answers the question how. Example: I am extremely happy to see this. The adverb extremely modifies the word happy. Number 2, I was just leaving for the evening ball. The adverb just modifies the word leaving. Number 3, she totally enjoyed the ride. The adverb totally modifies the word enjoy. Sir? Sir?
Ask you?
Can I, can we do exercise?
Yeah, sure.
Are we done? Okay, I think you may now answer. Okay na, sir.
Yes, go ahead, answer.
Okay na, sir.
Okay, is that all, Q? Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Anything more to say?
Wala na, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Q, for that presentation. Very good. Now, as a review, let's go back to what they have said. When we speak of adverb of manner, we're definitely talking about how. Okay, it answers the question how the action is being done. When we speak of adverb of time, it answers the question when or kailan ginawa ang action. Third is an adverb of place or tells us where the action had taken place. An adverb of degree tells us how much the action is being displayed or placed. Okay. Now, for your last activity today, this is what you're gonna do. You have to identify the adverb in each item and tell us whether it's an adverb of time, place, or degree. Just write time, place, or degree. Again, for example, number 1, Alice fell. Let me help. Just hold on. I will be annotating. Alice fell into the rabbit hole. Where is our adverb here? Adverb is into. So write on your paper into. What kind of adverb? Adverb of place. Right place. Am I clear? Go ahead for 5 minutes. Begin. Minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, 1 and 30. Last 1 minute.
Ay, tas na.
O, ewan ko sa'yo, Aaron, nawawala ka. Ten seconds. Okay, time is over. Now let's try answering each of these items. I'd like to answer number 2. Jemima. What's your answer for number 2, Jemima?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Place. Very good. Number 3. Another one, Jemima. Tigdalawa tayo. Say hi to them.
Quiet degree.
Again?
Quiet degree.
Number 3.
Or quiet. Ay, mali pala ako. On the sidewalk, sorry.
Sidewalk. Adverb of place. Number 4, jesser. Again, the adverb is quiet. And what kind of adverb? Adverb of degree. How about number 5, Q? Number 5 and 6, Q.
Yesterday time.
Okay, yesterday time. And number 6?
Soon time.
Okay. Aaron, number 7 and 8.
Number 7. Will.
Okay, number 7, adverb.
Okay. Here, place.
Here, adverb of place. And number 8?
Allison moved away. Moved.
Okay, adverb of?
Manner.
The adverb there is away. Moved is a verb. It's an action. Away is your adverb, which means it's an adverb of place. Number 9, Mika or Micah. What's your adverb?
Number 9, extremely.
Kind of adverb?
Adverb of degree.
Okay, number 10, PB.
Football game, please.
It's actually a noun, but our adverb there is rather. It's an adverb of degree. It's okay. Number 11, IREX. What's your adverb? You're on mute, IREX. What's your answer for number 11? What's your adverb, Irex? Irex, sagot na, dali. Number 11. Your adverb in number 11 is today, which is an adverb of time. And number 12, she was too shy to join the quiz bee. Our adverb is to, which is adverb of degree. Okay. Now, this will be your assignment. I will post it on the GC. What we're gonna do is to identify the adverb like what we did a while ago and circle the adverb. I-edit na lang natin to kagaya ng ginagawa natin madalas. So I will send this on the GC after this discussion. This is your quiz number 1. Identify the adverb and tell what type of adverb is it. Okay? Assignment number 2. It's actually assignment number 3. Assignment number 3. No. This is quiz number 1. Sorry, my phone. This is quiz number 1. This is assignment number 2. Why? Because assignment number 1 is your dreams posted on the GC, on the page, okay, on the group, I mean. So this is your assignment number 2. Write a story about your mother. Make use of appropriate adverbs. Make sure that you have adverbs on your write-ups and send your work through PM. Write it on a piece of paper, take a picture, and send it to me so I can check your paragraphs, okay? Write a short story about your mother. Thing that you can never forget. Make sure that you use the adverbs, okay? This is the rubrics on how you will be graded, okay? First is you have to use adverbs. Make sure that you have adverbs of time, place, manner, and degree. Grammar and mechanics, make sure that we follow correct grammar and appropriate mechanics or ways like punctuations. And 3, neatness and organization. Kung gaano kalinis sa pagkakasulat at kung how organized your thoughts are in writing. And so this will be the rubrics to be used in grading your stories about your mother. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening. Again, do not forget your assignment number 1, assignment number 2, story about your mother. Quiz number 1 is your adverbs. Again, on Friday, our presenters will be Micah. You will talk about period. PB, you will talk about comma. Allison.
Can you repeat again?
Hold on. I will. Allison will be talking about question marks.
Again?
Yeah, I will repeat the table. Hold on. Question marks. And then Irex is exclamation point. You don't need to report that long, huh? Just a short presentation will do. Just tell us how do we use this punctuation. So again, Micah, you will talk about periods. Okay? BB, you will talk about commas. Allison will talk about question marks. And Irex, exclamation point. This is what you're gonna tell us. Maiksi lang naman. Just tell us the use of those punctuation marks. Okay po? Any question?
None, sir.
Okay, thank you for listening and thank you for joining the class today. I'll see you on Friday. Goodbye, everyone.